Shalom, Shalom, and welcome. Welcome to the White Rose Family Channel. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and these are the words I'm compelled to present before an awakening set-apart nation. In the series of the Final Exodus Countdown 2023, there's a list of messages in which I am compelled to present before Yashar'al. And I have stated that there was a sequence within the Final Exodus Countdown 2023 called Yashar'al in Motion. And I've also stated that there will be times that I receive messages that I believe take precedence and must be interjected into this queue, into this line of messages that I must present before Yashar'al. And when I do that, I call that a bulletin. This is a third bulletin. Look at the bulletins as an urgent alert, O Yashar'al. But before I get into this message, let me say this. The views expressed in these messages do not necessarily reflect the owners, managers, shareholders, and or sponsors of this media platform. With that said, let's get started. In this bulletin, O Yashar'al, I want you to beware of being carried by the Digital Hospice, the Metaverse. This subject will discuss how I believe that the Metaverse is an advanced development into what I am compelled to call a digital hospice. But before I get started, my brothers and sisters, there's something I want to read to you, and to better read to you, I am going to block the camera momentarily and I'll be back. But listen carefully, O Yashar'al, as I present the case. My brothers and sisters, I want you to come with me to 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians. Chapter 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, my brothers and sisters. I want to read let's start at verse 4. Now let's start at verse 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no one deceive you in any way, because the falling away is to come first, and the man of lawlessness is to be revealed, the son of destruction. It's talking about the beast, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Almighty One, or that is worshipped, so that he sits as the Almighty One in the dwelling place of the Almighty One, showing himself that he is the Almighty One. Do you not remember that I told you this while I was still with you? And now you know what restrains him from being revealed at this time. For the secret of lawlessness is already at work, only until he who now restrains come out of the midst. And then the lawless one shall be revealed, whom the master shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and bring to naught with the manifestation of his coming. Yashar'al, I want you to pay a close attention to where it says that the secret of lawlessness is already at work. My brothers and sisters, I also want to read in Revelation. Come with me to Revelation, I believe it's the 13th chapter. Bear with me, my brothers and sisters. Go come with me to the 13th chapter of Revelation, verse 14, starting with 14. 13, starting with 14. Well, let's back up. Let's just start with 13:11. Revelation 13:11. And I saw another beast coming up out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. He exercised all the authority of the first beast in his presence and caused the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And he does great signs so that he even makes fire come down from the heaven on the earth before men. And he leads astray those dwelling on the earth because of those signs which he was given to do before the beast, saying to those dwelling on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword yet live. And there was given him to give spirit to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause to be killed as many as would not worship the image of the beast. Yashar'al, my brothers and sisters. I want you to reflect on what I just read and understand this: to worship the beast, the image of the beast. There's something that is rising up that will not be stopped as it relates to the beast rising, as it relates to Yashar'al's final exodus, and more regarding end times. I will present the case to you why I believe this alert: beware of being captured by the digital hospice, the metaverse. So come with me, O Yashar'al, as I get into this message. First, let me define to those who are not familiar with the term hospice. The literal term for hospice is for people who have a limited life expectancy. Hospice is for patients whose condition is such that a doctor would not be surprised if the patient died within the next 6 months. Hospice patients are those with very serious medical conditions. Hospice. Yashar'al, oh Yashar'al. I prayed, I woke up and meditated. And in communion with the spirit of Yahusha, I believe he said the digital hospice is the metaverse. You see, oh Yashar'al, if you were aware, if your eyes are open, and if not, let me contribute towards your eyes being opened. A digital hospice, a place where you can go to live out your final days and be taken, and it would ease the pain. What is happening right now, Yashar'al, this pandemic, climate change and global warming, famine, pestilence, and other diseases are ramping up with such great magnitude that world leaders are beginning to realize they have no answer. There's no answer. And that it's just a matter of time before chaos break out and ramp up to such a magnitude, because people will say, well, the world is ending. Life expectancy is shortened. So the digital hospice, known as the metaverse, whom in Israel they say that meta means death. But yet many companies are jumping on the bandwagon regarding metaverse. And I say to you, O Yashar'al, it is a construct, an environment for you to experience a certain degree of utility or pleasure or comfort, a way to escape the realities of a dying world, a way to escape and ignore end-time prophecies. This is the digital hospice, the metaverse. And as I pondered and prayed on this, I believe that the Spirit of Yahushua said video games, televisions, when it start taking and distracting our attention to ease the pain of the realities of the chaos, the civil unrest, the widespread messages of the condition of this planet. entertainment. So we had TV and radio, changing our focus off of the Almighty Father. We have interactive video games. Believe it or not, this is somewhat of a hospice. There was also a program called Second Life, where you can create an avatar and jump into a world of make-believe. And now we see magnifying the metaverse. Not just Facebook, but other platforms are talking about entering the metaverse. And I say to you, O Yashar'al, it is a digital hospice to take those who would have their pain ease, who seek comfort for such a time as this. I want you to understand this, Yashar'al. Just a brief explanation. AI that is being spoken of often is basically a collection of data, decisions that individuals will make, put into an algorithm, and its function, they're saying, is artificial intelligence, the way it's being packaged. But it's mainly an algorithm, a software platform that have a collage of data and information from different decision makers. I want you to look up decision support systems. This was like the Model T of AI. This contributes to what artificial intelligence. The metaverse is an algorithm. It's a software platform that contributes to escape from realities, a distraction and hold, O Yashar'al, that could be very dangerous. If you were to search the word data, is now the new oil phrase. You should not be hard pressed, no matter what search engine you use, to confirm that man now is looking at data as the new oil. So as you enter into the metaverse, or these metaverses, these distractions, this digital hospice to comfort you during the time of confusion and chaos and pandemics, as you enter into these worlds, data is collected, profiling you, what you like, what you desire, what interests you, what captures your imagination, your attention. Data is the new oil of Yashar'al. And as we give in to it, we will discover how it can be very dangerous in these end times. My brothers and sisters, the digital hospice, the place where people will start going to ease the pain of the world's challenges. But for you, O Yashar'al, we must focus. Knowledge can be keys to liberation and freedom when provided by Abba Yahuah. So it is important that we understand, O Yashar'al, when the scriptures talk about having liberty, that is the liberty for the Spirit of Yahuwah to work in us, through us, to provide us the knowledge, the wisdom, and the discipline that is necessary. I believe that the Spirit of Yahushua showed me at some point there will be facilities for Metaverse with stations set up where people can just step into a station and dive into the Metaverse, just log in and do whatever they want to do. Pray and watch, O Yashar'al, for as these facilities emerge, as more talk, as more exposure to the Metaverse is given, these are some of the conditions that will lead many astray. As I read earlier, there will be a falling away. There will be those led astray. But keep in mind, the scriptures say, if it was possible, the very elect would be led astray. Come with me, O Yashar'al, to Proverbs 1:7. 1:7, O Yashar'al. It reads, the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and discipline. We must fear Yahuwah to pause before we enter into any actions. Fear Yahuwah with a pause to discern his voice, his living guidance as we press into the chaos, the civil unrest, the preparedness for gathering Yashar'al. And having that pause, let us openly receive his wisdom and discipline to know how to avoid being captured and put in the snare of this rising images that are within the metaverse. These are precursors to the beast, to the systems that he will use to get people to worship his image. Yashar'al, my brothers and sisters, it's time to know why it is so important to fear Yahuwah. I've heard many brothers and sisters say, I don't fear anything, but they fail to qualify, I don't fear what man can do, but I fear Yahuwah. And sometimes they speak so boldly and emboldened about they don't fear anything that they fail to say, I fear Yahuwah. If ever a time there was to give pause and be seeking the voice of the Spirit of our Father, that time is now. Now come with me to Proverbs chapter 2, verse 6 through 9, for it reads, Proverbs 2, verse 6 through 9. You see, knowledge can be the keys to that freedom, the knowledge that the Almighty Father gives us. It says, for Yahuwah gives wisdom. Out of his mouth come knowledge and understanding. And he treasures up stability for the straight, a shield to those walking blamelessly, to watch over the path of right ruling, in the way of his lovingly committed ones he guards. Then you would understand righteousness and right rulings and straightness, every good path. Yashar'al, oh Yashar'al, the digital hospice is the metaverse. Prepare to witness this digital hospice. As I mentioned, there will be sinners popping up, just like disco and nightclubs and skating rings and places of gathering for entertainment and comfort. Watch, O Yashar'al, and beware, do not be caught by the snare of these digital hospice centers, metaverse hangouts, physically and virtually. Pray and watch, O Yashar'al. If ever a time there were to be focused, that time is now. My brothers and sisters, remember, come with me as I read Matthew 24, 23 through 25. Matthew 24, verse 23 through 25 read, if anyone then says to you, look, here is the Messiah, or there, do not believe. For false messiahs and false prophets shall rise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. See, I have forewarned you, says the Messiah, Yahusha. My brothers and sisters, I want you to also beware of what I read. 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3 through 5. Let no one deceive you in any way, because the falling away is to come first. People will fall away. People will come under the snare of this digital hospice, the rising of the metaverse. But beware, O Yashar'al. Focus. Soon and very soon, entertainment, as we so widely know it, will prove to be a catastrophic distraction to the undiscerning. Seek to discern so that you are not among those that would be among the falling away. Yashar'al, oh Yashar'al, I cannot stress enough. What lies ahead is much work. Consider these words. I pose the question, could the metaverse be used to magnify the image of the beast? Let me read to you Revelations 13 through 17. I spoke of it earlier. It says, Revelation 13 through 17, and he leads astray those dwelling on the earth because of those signs which he was given to do before the beast. saying to those dwelling on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword, yet lived. And there was given to him the spirit of the image of the beast. And the image of the beast should both speak and cause to be killed as many as would not worship the image of the beast. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark upon their right hand and upon their foreheads, that no one should be able to buy or sell except that he has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, make no mistake. The Metaverse is a digital hospice, bringing comfort, bringing utility and feel goods. A preemptive escape for conditions that man do not have an answer for. But ye, O Yashar'al, among the chosen leaders of Yashar'al will be teachings, practices, instructions, and guidance on how to navigate into what is expected of Yashar'al to come together, the 144,000 in great multitude, to move to the places that the Almighty Father would have you in this gathering until ultimately all end time prophecy has been fulfilled. My brothers and sisters, speculations, insight, or warnings from the Spirit of Yahusha. What say you? Do you think I'm just speculating? Or could it be examples of actions that could reflect he who is a watchman of Yahuwah? Watch, O Yashar'al, as these things unfold. My warning to you, O Yashar'al, it is time to seek discipline. It is time to understand all the details and processes regarding end-time prophecies, what must and what shall and what will be done. The Almighty Father, as it reads in Revelation 3:19, he disciplined those whom he loved. He disciplined his children. My brothers and sisters, it would be wise to learn how to manage the habits that we have, how to identify the things we must come away from, the things we must draw to, the things we must listen and learn and execute and demonstrate, things of set apartness. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, wake up, my brothers and sisters. Wake up and realize all that is unfolding is to fulfill the promises of the Almighty Father. Come with me, my brothers and sisters. Prepare. Prepare to witness as these digital hospices rise, as the Metaverse becomes a widely used vehicle for distracting the set-apart children of Yahuwah and others to put them out of misery. But this is not what the Almighty Father is calling you to do, O set-apart brothers and sisters. Prepare to witness a great washing, a washing by the blood of the Lamb, a washing by the word of Yahuwah. Consider these words. Come with me to Revelation 7:13 and 14. Revelation is the chapter that speaks of the 144,000 and a great multitude that often is ignored. It says, and one of the elders responded, saying to me, who are these dressed in white robes? And where did they come from? And I said to him, Master, you know. And he said to me, these are those coming out of the great distress. Some translation will say tribulation, having washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. A great washing is coming. In spite of the death verse, the metaverse, the distractions, improving and modernizing, a great washing is coming. For the discipline of the Almighty Father will prove that by the washing of water by his word will bring a more refined, strengthened, and bright set-apart nation. Psalms, come with me to Psalms 86, 4 and 5. 86, verse 4 and 5. For it reads, bring joy to the being of your servant. For to you, O Yahuwah, I lift up my being. For you, Yahuwah, are good and ready to forgive, and great in loving commitment to all those who call upon you. Do not shy or fear asking and seeking forgiveness, my brothers and sisters. Let us understand the power of the blood of the Lamb, the power of atonement, and how it will contribute to a great washing. 1 John 1:9, come with me there as well, O Yashar'al. And it says, if we confess our sins, he is trustworthy and righteous to forgive us the sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we find ourselves snared in this metaverse, O Yashar'al, come out of her, my people. Come away from the distractions. And I must admit, O Yashar'al, though I do not wear the virtual reality goggles and whatnot, if I'm binging on a TV series, if I'm stepping my attention away from what the Almighty Father is saying, that is a struggle. You see, massive entertainment is the Model T of the metaverse. But now it's out. It's out. It is something being widely accepted. Do you know, O Yashar'al, that cryptocurrency or Bitcoin is basically a massive data collection, that they put a monetary value on it? If you look up Bitcoin mining, look at images, it's just server farms, data farms, gathering information. Are you aware that cryptocurrency is not insured? It's not insured by the FDIC like your bank deposits. It's not insured by the securities, SPIC. And I'm not sure what the acronym stands for, but it is insurance to cover you in the event that there is securities fraud. There's no insurance on cryptocurrency, but it's marketed so widely, so attractively. The distraction brings a novelty that millions and millions on top of millions people are buying and paying into it. But it's a data farm, data collection with no insurance behind it. But to bring a novelty, the increase and enlarged vanity, to increase the distraction. Understand this, O Yashar'al, there will be a great washing, a great cleansing. Knowledge is important to understand the things that are going about. For so many people didn't know that about cryptocurrency or Bitcoins. Data is the new oil from a literal perspective, but there is something much more valuable than data or oil, than currencies. And that is the value of life that Yahusha has given us. That is the value of set-apartness, being a part of a set-apart awakening nation. Pray and watch, O Yashar'al. Great connections come. In this gathering of the 12 tribes of Yashar'al in a great multitude, there will be connection. Unity will prevail, O Yashar'al. My brothers and sisters, there's so much work to be done. Help me, O Yashar'al. Help me, for I believe I am a contributing factor for the gathering of Yashar'al in the Western Hemisphere. I will be a supporting and contributing factor to Yashar'al being gathered to the state, the Commonwealth of Virginia, before crossing the ocean, heading to the Promised Land. Help me, O Yashar'al. Mention, make known your abilities, your skill sets. Contribute resources, supplies, and if at the very least, financial support in the bringing together of Yashar'al for that great day that is soon to come. Listen, O Yashar'al, there are so many moving parts, and I can assure you that each one of us have a role to execute, have a calling in these final days. Let us identify, confirm, and reaffirm. Beware, O Yashar'al, beware of being captured by the Digital Hospice, the Metaverse. Come, O Yashar'al, help me, O Yashar'al, help me to help us. Make yourself known, O Yashar'al, for soon and very soon, the deeds that are expected of us will become more and more clear. On that note, I want you to pray on these matters. Beware of the Metaverse. It will prove to be a digital hospice. The time is now to learn how to focus and be mindful of living instructions and guidance, my brothers and sisters. What say you, O Yashar'al? Do you have the strength to step away one step at a time? Do you have the discipline? Trust and believe the Almighty Father will give you the strength and fortitude to fulfill the things He's asking and demanding of you, me, of us. Witness the unity of a set-apart nation begin to take shape. Witness the structure of Ezekiel's wheels, reflecting the structure of Yashar'al, coming together, merging together, wheel within a wheel as the numbers enlarge. What say you, O Yashar'al? On that note, I salute your patience. I salute your pursuit of set-apartness. My prayer, O Yashar'al, is that you are in good health. My prayer, O Yashar'al, is that at the very least, whatsoever condition that you find yourself in, that you have the strength, the fortitude, and endurance to still lift up Yahusha, to still magnify Yahuwah, the Almighty One. My prayer, O Yashar'al, is that as we grow in the wisdom that will be given to us in these final days, my prayer is that we're able to discern the Spirit of Yahusha working in us, through us, one towards another, that we know when to yield, when to stand strong, when to lead, when to speak, when to be quiet. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, so much work to be done. What say you, O listener, to this message? Help me, O Yashar'al. Subscribe so that you can get notifications when new messages are coming. Messages that may prove to be of value to you, O listen to these words. Share these words with others. Are you not aware that when something of truth comes to you, if you can confirm it to be truth, if you can confirm it to have strength, that you have an obligation to share that with others? And those who receive it have an obligation to share with others. These are things that will prove that the Spirit of Yahushua works in us, through us, one towards another. It will prove why the Almighty Father talked about subjecting yourselves one towards another, as it is written. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, again, beware of being captured by the digital hospice. For the children of Yahuwah will face the discipline and the liberation to prevent you from falling into it and to bring you out. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, take heed to these words. On that note, be encouraged, and behold, the hand of the Almighty Father will and is ramping up, and it will reach your doorstep. It will reach your face, demanding a response. In the name of Yahusha, our Messiah, Mashiach, I come to you. My name is Symmanayah. Take heed to these words. On that note, I say to you, much Shalum, O Yashar'al, much Shalum.